Alright, that's it. I've had enough of all this. I can't be married to you. I want a divorce right now.
I'm sorry. What? Andre, what do you mean? What's brought this on all of a sudden?
Are you for real right now? Kelly, how can you not know what's brought this on? It's been almost 3 years since we got married. 3 years and you still haven't gotten pregnant. We have this kind of tradition that we need to follow in my family. If a married couple doesn't get pregnant within 3 years of getting married, the husband gets a divorce from the wife. You haven't gotten pregnant, Kelly, so I have no choice but to proceed with the divorce. We're supposed to be having a family by now.
Are you being serious, Andre? Who in their right mind will call that a tradition? It's so weird and just downright crazy to me.
What? That wasn't crazy. That's just what my family does. All families have their traditions and their way of doing things.
I wouldn't have known much about this a long time ago, but since it has continued into the present day, don't you think that tradition is crazy and outdated?
Why would you seriously think that? My family are allowed to have traditions like this.
But it's so different nowadays. Andre, those traditions were probably made when people thought that women were the only reason for not getting pregnant. Don't you know that men can have problems as well? It's been discovered that infertility can be a problem in males. Even if you're not infertile, there is medical evidence that stress can make it extremely difficult for couples to conceive. Did you even think about that? Besides, your own mother told me to keep having fertility tests done like once every 6 months. I get checked up on all the time. When the results come back, everything is good. I have no issues with my fertility. The most recent test I had was just under a month ago. I don't think it's right to blame me for not being pregnant yet.
But you're the one who needs to be getting pregnant, so it's your fault. Something is not working down there, otherwise we would have had kids by now. It obviously means that you can't get pregnant, so what's even the point of trying to continue on like this? So that's why I need to get a divorce from you. That's my final decision, it's already been made.
I guess I see what you're saying. Fine, do as you please, Andre. If you think that being cut off from the family who believes in crazy traditions like this is what should happen, then it's not such a bad thing to get a divorce.
How dare you be so rude? Don't you dare treat me like a fool. You're the one in the wrong here. You're so useless since you can't even get pregnant.
So, does that make me the crazy one then? Because I'm not abiding to your family's tradition? Wouldn't you agree that you're the crazy one?
Excuse me, what? Why would you call me crazy when I'm not the one to blame for you getting pregnant?
Okay. I'll agree to the divorce, Andre. Have it your way then.
What? Really? You're gonna agree to this? Oh, okay, that's fine. Well, we can start the process then. This is good. I can finally go and meet myself another wife that can actually get pregnant and give me children.
Okay, if that's what you want to do. However, I will demand for compensation from you and whoever this Malzy woman is, since it'll be an affair you're having since we're still married.
What are you talking about? What compensation? You agreed to a divorce. You don't get compensation if you agree to it.
Just do it how it should be done and pay me properly, please.
I don't understand what you're saying. I don't owe you anything.
On that note, now let me go back to my parents' house.
What's going on? Did your parents find out or something? You gotta be clear with me. What are you talking about? Wow, I can't believe that this is happening. When I heard from Maisie earlier that she had seen you, I didn't expect her to say that. When I actually saw you, I was really amazed. Why the heck is a single woman who can't even have children at an elementary school sports day? Wouldn't that make you even more depressed about not being able to have children? You're obviously trespassing, so I would definitely report you for that.
Excuse me? Who am I speaking with? What do you want from me?
Oh, really? You don't know who this is? How can you not know? I see what's going on here. I suppose you didn't know that I changed my username on here. It's me, Andre, your ex-husband. I changed some details on my profile.
No way. This can't be. Andre? Wow, is that really you? You still have my number?
It's been a long time, Kelly, about 8 years or so since the last time we talked to each other. I just took a seat over by the horizontal bars. I don't really want to interact with you as the parents around here where I'm sitting might misunderstand the situation. You can see where I'm coming from here, right?
I don't really know who is who, to be honest. I just see figures of people, not distinct features.
Ah, okay, I gotcha. Then you must have some really terrible eyesight then.
Andre, I didn't expect you to be around. Why are you here anyways?
I decided to come along to my child's sports day today. It'd be a shame to not spend time with my family on such a fun day anyway, so I came along to watch.
Oh, I see. So I assume that you had a child with Maisie then? Is that correct?
You'd be right, yeah. We would be able to have a child together. You know, thanks to you not being able to get pregnant and agreeing to get the divorce, I was able to become a father. Isn't that great? By the way, my child is a first-grade elementary school student. You know, back then it was really hard because I was so angry about the alimony. But now, I don't mind. My kid is at such a cute age and I can just play with them all the time. It's fantastic.
I don't understand what would make you laugh about the situation, though, when it's not even funny. What you said to me was horrible, Andre. So is your child the student who transferred into class 2 in the semester after summer vacation?
What do you mean transferred? What are you talking about?
It makes me wonder what happens in terms of why your child is transferring schools straight after starting one.
Now, hold on just a minute. How come you know so much information about schooling and whatnot? You're an outsider. Why would you know what's going on here? I'm just curious about if this elementary school's personal information database is safe. How do you know so much?
I don't know if you noticed, but your child is in the same year group as mine.
Wait, hold up. Excuse me. What are you trying to say?
I'm saying my child is in the first grade. Don't you know that? They're in the same grade but a different class and homeroom teacher.
You're very funny, Kelly. Ha ha. I know you're lying right now. Why would some infertile woman say something so ridiculous? Are you trying to play me? Isn't this more to do with suspicious people that are unrelated to the school itself, that they're trespassing on the school property? Seriously, I should report this, right?
Believe what you want, Andre. After what you did, I met someone else and got remarried. And I got pregnant and gave birth over, 6 years ago. I got informed from someone that my child was the same age as yours. I never thought that our children would end up being at the same elementary school.
So nice to hear the delusions of an infertile woman. Could you just cut it out?
Look, my child's event is coming up shortly, so I'm just gonna end this conversation.
Wow, too bad we have to end this delusional conversation. Your presence on school property is a bit suspicious. I'm gonna go and talk to the teacher just to be sure. Hey, we need to talk. I want to ask the other parents about the child that you were cheering for in the race. Is it true that you got remarried and had a child who happens to be in the same year as mine? It's not your husband's ex-wife's child, it's definitely your biological child, right? But this can't be. Your last name is now Roberts, right? And your son's name is Max. My company's chair is named Roberts, so does that mean Max is the son of my boss? Hold on, what on earth is this madness? How could this happen? Hold on, weren't you supposed to be infertile? But you got married and had a child? How? So you just gained all this money and the status of being with a powerful man? Hey, I'm talking to you. Don't be so rude and answer me. Hey, Kelly, the sports day is over now. You can message me since this day is almost finished. Hey, answer my questions that I sent during the day.
I don't have any answers to give you. All I can say is that I have a good condition with my husband.
That doesn't explain anything, Kelly.
You want the story of how we met? Is that what you want?
Just give me some answers. You have a lot of explaining to do.
After we got divorced, I got a job at a company over here, so I moved here to start my job. I ended up taking a ballroom class just for fun. My new husband happened to be in that class too. At first, we started dating without me knowing that he came from a wealthy family who all managed a company. He then proposed to me. I was in shock about the proposal, but we got married and had our son. Is that story sufficient enough for you?
You didn't mention anything about how you got pregnant. How are you able to get pregnant if you're infertile? That's what I really want to know.
Okay, firstly, I'm not infertile, Andre. If you really want to know, I conceived my son naturally. I didn't have any fertility treatments.
Are you being serious right now? Are you playing some sort of trick on me? So you're really not infertile at all?
I'm not infertile. How many times do I have to tell you before you understand? About a year ago, I gave birth to my second child. A daughter.
What the heck? No way, really? But I didn't see you with any children at the sports day. How am I supposed to believe something like that?
Since it was sports day, the sports were limited to how many family members could come and watch their kids. So I left my daughter with my mother to take care of her whilst I watched my son's event.
So you gave birth to 2 children. This can't be.
Okay, I've answered your questions. I think it's time for you to stop interrogating me, okay?
Excuse me? I'm allowed to ask questions, okay? How dare you?
Also, during this conversation, my husband is right here watching you message me.
Your husband is reading over your shoulder. Wait, the company chairman? Why are you being like that towards me? Why are you letting him?
He has a right to know what my ex-husband is bugging me for information about my family. I just can't reply to your messages without showing my husband. He'll misunderstand the situation otherwise.
This seriously can't be happening right now. There's a thing called privacy.
I know about privacy, Andre. He has the right to know. Please understand that this conversation is to remain completely transparent.
What the heck, Kelly? How dare you talk to me like that? I can't believe this is happening right now. After all I have done for you, I have been nothing but nice to you. This is all your fault.
What could I have possibly done to you now, Andre? Why do you message me so much?
Because of you, I had to quit my job. I can't work for that company anymore. I'm so humiliated by the fact that my company's chairman's wife was my ex-wife. How can you backstab me like this? After all these years, and you just come back and ruin things for me, huh?
Okay. We're in this situation. Is it my fault that you quit your job? Was there a point where I asked you to quit your job? Didn't you just quit on your own accord due to some weird pride thing that you have? I didn't push you into quitting your job. You just found out something that you just didn't want to believe. This is not even close to being my fault. I just so happened to be at my child's sports day and cheering the students on.
Would you shut up, Kelly? This is your fault, and that's all I have to say. This all comes back to you. I can easily get a new job somewhere else that has got nothing to do with you. Someone will definitely hire me. I won't have any issues at all.
It's just a bit weird to just go and blame someone for something they had no part to play with. It's rather annoying, so you really need to stop doing that. By all means, go and find another job. Like you said, I'm sure someone will hire you. Stop blaming me for things I didn't do.
Hey, we gotta talk. I can't believe something like this has happened to me. My wife just left me and took my child with her. They're just gone, and I have no idea where they are.
I really don't get why you're contacting me about this. Shouldn't you be speaking to your current wife? You know, to find out where she is and where your child is too?
I've decided that everything that's happening to me is all your fault. After all this time, you've somehow stepped back into my life and messed it all up. You just had to show up right in front of me in that instant, didn't you? For what you've done to me, I want an explanation. I shouldn't have to quit my job. This is all you're doing. You have been nothing but a pain in my backside since that sports day.
Now wait just a minute. Could you please stop acting like I met up with you and ruined everything? Why do you have to treat me this way? Don't you think it was all just a coincidence? It just happened to be that our paths unfortunately crossed again after all this time. It's the fact that you found me, start making a fuss and pounce at the chance to annoy me.
But you're the one who appeared right in front of me. You ruined everything.
How can you say that? I just appeared right in front of you? I didn't do anything to you. You know that I've been living close to this town for nearly 8 years, right? Besides, you were the one that just so happened to choose this town to live in. Our kids go to the same elementary schools because you made your child change schools.
Well, I had to think about those things. We needed our child to change schools.
Is it true that Maisie became like a monster parent as soon as she entered her child into Walter Elementary School in the next town over? Was it to change the environment for the child who ended up knowing for being a problem child at their previous school?
What the heck, Kelly? How dare you say such a thing about my own child? How could you have known about something like that?
It just so happens that a colleague that I have at work, their child actually goes to Walter Elementary School. They know that your child was a problem in the classroom. That's how I got so much information about what your wife and child are like. I was just able to piece it together.
You can't be serious right now. How is there someone that you know that goes to that school? You can't possibly know everyone. How would you even know if it's true?
Maybe because my colleague is a reliable source. Look, even though the situation exists, you don't need to shout halfway across the field that you found your ex-wife. If anyone should be humiliated, it's me. I'm trying to be mature about this, so can you do so as well? You're an adult, for goodness sake.
Well, now that you say it, I'm an adult and I can do whatever I want and when I want because you ruined everything for me.
Okay, that's it. I've had enough of this. Would you please not contact me ever again? I would really greatly appreciate that.
Huh? What do you mean? But you're the one to blame for all these things happening to me.
How many times do I have to say this before you get it through your thick head, Andre? You're the one who no longer works for my husband's company. I didn't get you fired. Your child will probably end up transferring again at an elementary school in Maisie's hometown. There's no longer be a relationship between you and Maisie, which is just a shame for the child.
What are you talking about? Do you know why they left? My child is going to be transferring schools again?
Okay, now I'm just confused. Did you really not know what's going on at all? I assumed because it was your family that you would know.
This is the first time I'm hearing about this. I haven't heard anything like that until now.
Really? Oh, I see what you're saying. I don't think I'm the right person to tell you this, but I guess since you're talking to me, maybe I should say something. I don't know. So I just got this information from the elementary school's mom friend network. You know, to keep each other in the loop about what our kids are doing and such what. The fact that you, the father of the child, didn't know anything about this really important thing is beyond my belief.
Would you quit messing me about, Kelly? I don't have the energy or time for this. Tell me what is going on right now.
I'm not messing you about in any way, Andre. Look, I can't go into a lot of detail, alright? It's not something that others can speculate about. But I get the impression that your family is on the brink of falling apart. I hope that you realize you're standing in a dangerous territory right now. You could lose everything. I think you've got no choice but to talk it over with Maisie. Maybe you both can repair what needs to be fixed. I can't say anything more than that.
But I didn't do anything, did I? What could I possibly have done to Maisie to make her leave? None of this makes sense. But I need to find her and talk to her. I need to see my child.
Then go do that. You're a man. You should be able to figure these sort of things out. On that note, I'll say goodbye.
I can't believe what I just learned. All these years and I've been living in a lie. The child isn't mine. I don't understand what this means for me. I really don't know what to say or do. You know, if I didn't end up running into you at school, I wouldn't have to suffer such a wave of misfortune.
Are you seriously kidding me right now? You're blaming all of this on me. You're still going to continue with this narrative? You're so insane.
What? I'm allowed to. My life has been ruined since the day I saw you. Nothing would have happened if I didn't see you.
This is absolutely ridiculous. Well, that's odd. Did I forget to block you or something?
Huh? What do you mean? I'm not being ridiculous at all. I think it's a fair thing to say. What are you talking about?
I'm definitely going to block you this time. I've heard enough nonsense from you.
Wait, no! You can't block me! I'm not finished talking to you. You've done me wrong and you gotta fix it.
I'm so done with this conversation and you. Goodbye, Andre. Have a nice life. Since the end of that conversation, I have received a lot of information through some acquaintances. Firstly, my ex-husband and Maisie got divorced. The custody of the child was given to Maisie. Apparently, she was given a chance to do a DNA test done, and as a result, the parentality test came back negative. Furthermore, it was revealed that my ex-husband was the one who was infertile all along. However, the child was my ex-husband's child according to the family register, so there's an issue with having to pay for child support. In the end, both families got involved and it turned into a massive uproar and was a huge mess to deal with. I don't know if there will be a solution coming out of this case. I don't want to get caught up in the commotion of it all. It seems like more and more people are abandoning them while this continues on. I would like to forget it about and put it all behind me. It'll be nice to go back to my daily life in peace and quiet. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Good morning, Courtney. I hope that you had a good night's rest. I was just wondering if you left the house already.
Oh, good morning, Nate. I wasn't expecting you to message me this early. I actually just got on the subway, so yes, I have left the house.
Oh, really? You're super speedy, aren't you?
Yeah, my parents were staying at a hotel near the wedding venue. I think I left early because I only just came back for the first time after being in Singapore for 7 years. A few things have changed since I was last here, so I don't really know what's happening in the area. I think it was better to get up early and get going.
Oh, is that right? Well, I guess that makes sense since you haven't been back to the States for a long time. Good idea to have gotten up early.
If everything goes the way it was planned, I think we'll be able to arrive at the wedding venue about 30 minutes earlier than we were supposed to.
I see. Well, that's good to know. Then everything looks like it's good to go.
Yeah? What about you? What's going on with you?
Well, actually something has come up, but I don't want you to worry too much about it. As for me at the moment, I'm still traveling by car with my parents from their house. I also have to pick up my sister from the airport before we get on our way to the ceremony.
What do you mean? You have to go and pick up Nora from the airport? But I thought that she got into New York last night. That she was flying in last night?
So apparently there was some sort of mix-up, and she forgot to buy her plane ticket to New York, and the earliest flight here was for today.
What the heck? Well, that's really annoying of her. She should have been more organized than that. That's not good enough.
She got in contact with me last night about it. She told me that she was rushing to get a seat for a flight bound for New York, but the first flight wasn't going to be until this morning. Then somehow she was able to get a ticket for that flight, so we have to go and get her from the airport. But there's no need for you to worry about it. You'll be able to arrive at the ceremony in plenty of time, and everything will be right on schedule as we planned.
Oh, I see. Well, I guess it won't affect the schedule then. Everything should go according to plan. So with that happening, is there anything else we need to worry about? I hope not. I haven't been able to meet Nora yet since we got together. If you're going to come to the ceremony right after you pick her up from the airport, could you introduce me to her first thing this morning? Just so that we know each other and there isn't any awkward feelings.
Oh, I see what you mean. I mean, we could try doing that, but I'm really not sure about the timing of everything, you see. It should be fine to do little introductions. I don't think that it'll affect the schedule too much. I'll talk to my sister about it, and hopefully we can get something organized.
Yes, please. If you could do that, it would be greatly appreciated. I guess I will see you a little later at the wedding venue. Take care in getting to the airport and to here.
Of course, my sweet lady. You too, okay? See you a little later on.
Oh my god! It was you after all! I knew it. Your name is Courtney, right? I remember you. At the time, I didn't know what your name was, and I was skeptical when I saw a photo of you. But once I saw you in the flesh, I knew it was you! You really did a great job of things 5 years ago, didn't you? Pouring beer on you wasn't enough. I should have hit you as well!
What are you saying? You're the one who poured beer all over me. You're Nate's older sister, right? You're Nora?
Huh? What are you talking about? I guess there's really no point in blurting out what I want to say, is there? But I will anyway. Clearly it's been over 5 years since it happened, but I remember it like it was yesterday. This is about you! You're such a terrible person! I've hated you since the moment you took away the person who was kind to me when I had just moved away!
I'm totally confused by what you're saying. Why are you bringing up what happened over 5 years ago? I don't understand anything you're saying to me. I thought that today was supposed to be the first time I was meeting you, and that you were going to be my lovely sister-in-law.
Oh, cut the crap, Courtney! You know exactly what I'm talking about. You need to get back to reality. You need to get over here and face me. I mean, are you seriously kidding about marrying Nate? I don't know if this is some kind of sick joke or not when it comes to marrying my younger brother, but I can see right through you. I'll never forgive you for what you did to me. Don't think I'm going to be nice to you when you marry into my family. I intend to make your life a living hell from now on. Don't even think about messing with me. You've got no idea what I'm capable of.
Hey, Courtney. How are you doing? Is everything okay?
Hi, my sweet Nate. Yes, I'm okay. I was lucky enough to meet the wedding planner just now, and I'm allowed to go to the bride's waiting room to get ready. Thank you for taking care of me earlier. I was able to escape the chaos a bit, but, you know.
But that beer was poured over your entire head. My own sister decided just to do that all of a sudden. I couldn't believe it. I think she probably bought a can from the liquor store when we stopped to get some food at a mall on the way to here. Why would she even do that to you when she's never met you before?
Right? I don't understand her actions at all. What should we do about her now? I don't want any more liquids poured all over me.
Right. Yeah, of course not. I don't want that happening to you either. I was chasing after you when you ran off from us, but I lost track of where you went. I was in a rush to look for you. I wanted to make sure you were okay. After a while, I caught up with you playing with your phone and I managed to find you. I left it up to my parents to deal with my sister, but they were looking for me as well. And now...
I see. But I really don't get how it came to this happening. Your sister seemed to have known my phone number and what I looked like. But you told me she didn't know anything about me, even my name. Is that right?
Huh? I'm confused. What are you saying? She did know you then?
Apparently I was someone that she had trouble with in the past, but I had no idea who she was at the time. She said she didn't know my name at the time and that she only found out about me when it finally clicked in her head what I looked like. Like, what does that even mean? I have absolutely no idea what I did to her. I hardly remember what I was doing 5 years ago. How can someone have a grudge for that amount of time? It's kind of strange.
I've got no idea, Courtney. I only told her your name at the beginning of the relationship. I never said much else about you. As for knowing what you looked like, I think it's because after we met up at the airport in the morning, I saw a photo of you on her phone. But I never told her your phone number or anything like that.
This is just a guess, but is it possible that she manipulated people into thinking I'm a bad person or something? And how did she get my number without getting permission first?
Maybe she could have done that. I don't know. When we stopped to get some food, my parents and I went to use the store's bathroom while my sister was shopping for some things. At the time, I left my phone in the car because I didn't think I needed it. But my sister got back to the car before I did. I think that was when she was able to look at my phone and get your contact details without asking me first.
That sounds about right to me. I don't think you would have given my number to her if you knew what she was going to say to me.
Wait a minute. So my sister did send you a message then?
Yes. She sent me multiple messages, actually. I was told what happened to her over 5 years ago, and I got confused as to what it had to do with me. She said that she had some sort of contact with me back then. I don't remember her at all. It was such a long time ago.
Well, just over the 5 years ago, she left our hometown. It was to go and start her new job at a company in Washington, D.C. It would almost be impossible for her and you to have met face to face during that time, right? She must have mistaken you for somebody else, surely.
That's my thinking, too. That can't possibly be right. I think she's completely misunderstood everything and gotten me confused with someone else. However, it doesn't mean that she should have done what she did to me. It was so wrong, and she should have got her facts straight first. I'm so confused about the whole situation, so can you come and meet me so I can show you the messages that she sent me? Maybe there's something that you can get out of them rather than me trying to decipher them all day long.
Of course. I can do that. Okay. I will come over and meet you in the waiting room. I'm on my way now. Hey, Courtney. I've got some things to tell you. So, my sister's being watched over by my parents at their house for the time being.
Oh, really? Why is that? Did something else happen?
No, nothing else has happened. But I thought I should tell you what's going on. I somehow got a feeling that the reasons why she did what she did to you in the first place is because of some romance trouble that happened 5 years ago. Apparently it all went down at the place of her employment in DC. To me, what she was saying was completely incoherent, and she was getting all jumpy, and wanted to have another go at you. So in the end, we had some disagreements during the conversation, and now she's locked herself in one of my parents' bedrooms.
Oh, wow. That sounds like a lot, Nate. Well, you did your best with the situation at hand. But I think I know what she might be talking about. The romance trouble that she had 5 years ago?
Oh, really? You know about that? Do you mind me asking what happened with that?
Well, I do have something to tell you about that. I'm just nervous to tell you, that's all. Was Nora's job in DC anything to do with selling miscellaneous goods through a company called DC Imports?
Oh, yes. She worked for a company with that name, yeah. However, she only worked there for about a year, then quit. She got another job at a company that does similar things.
Oh, okay. When it comes to the romance troubles she had, I think there were some male coworkers involved. Did any of their names come up by any chance?
Now that you mention it, yes, one name came up. Some guy named Jake, I think she said amongst the things she was rambling about.
Are you sure it was Jake? If it was, I think I might know what happened and why she's holding a grudge.
I don't understand. What happened to her that would make her get so angry at you?
This is just a guess, but I think I've connected all the dots in this whole mess together.
I still don't understand what you mean, Courtney. What are you talking about? What's going on?
I don't think I can talk about this over a message with you. There are some people that I need to speak with first that I have permission to talk about it with you. Can you come back here tonight so we can talk this out?
Well, if we aren't going to talk about it right now, then yes. I'll come over and talk to you about it in person. If that's what you want me to do, of course.
Oh, then I guess I'll talk to the people that I need to get permission from and I'll let you know before you come back here tonight.
Okay, then. This sounds like something really serious. It's kind of making me a little anxious to hear about all of it.
I'm really sorry for all the detours and being so quiet about it. I know it's frustrating for you right now. I think they'll give me permission to talk about it. I just needed to make sure everything is okay with them before I do. I haven't got much of a choice but to ask them how much I can reveal.
That's fine, Courtney. Do what you need to do, and I'll come over later. It's better to ask than not. See you later.
That's just great. The wedding ceremony. It went ahead, didn't it? It's done? You're making me feel like such an outcast when you're the one that's done me wrong. Why didn't you cancel the wedding ceremony? That would have been the better option. I warned Nate so many times about you, especially how much of a terrible woman you are.
Okay, Nora, you need to calm down and actually listen to what I have to say about this. You know, I was just thinking about contacting you to talk about what's going on.
What's the point in talking about what you stole from me? 5 years have passed and you're just walking around with a stick up your backside like you've done nothing wrong.
If you must know, up until last year, I was living and working in Singapore.
So? What's that got to do with anything? Don't you understand what you've done to me?
Due to my father's work, I spent about 10 years in Singapore. I started middle school life there, and I also just got a job that kept me in Singapore for a long time. At that job, I happened to have met Nate, who had come from a branch in the States. He was sent to Singapore to work. We got to know each other and then started dating. About a year ago, I decided to finish up my work in Singapore as I wanted to come back to the States. I returned to the States with Nate last year.
Wait a minute, what do you mean? Are you saying you've been in Singapore and not visited the States in 10 years?
As you can see, you've mistaken me for someone else that's done you wrong. And I know who you've gotten me mistaken for. My cousin actually looks very similar to me.
You've got to be kidding me right now. Are you for real? You weren't in the States at all? And are you saying that there is someone else out there that has the exact same facial features as you?
Well, if you look really close, you can see the difference. But if someone who isn't close to you looks at them and they look at the same time, people would think we're twins. I don't know how genes work in the family. I can't help that she also looks very similar to me. I heard the story that you told me the other day almost 5 years ago from my cousin. It just popped into my head last night. After thinking about it for a long while, I remembered that my cousin's husband and Nora worked at the same company 5 years ago.
Are you serious? Is this some sort of prank you're playing on me to get out of what you've done? If you didn't do it like you said, then it was your cousin who took Jake away from me.
I know for a fact that's definitely not true. My cousin didn't take anyone away from you.
What are you talking about? How can she not have taken Jake away from me? Isn't that exactly what we're talking about right now? What am I saying that's wrong?
Okay, there's no roundabout way in saying this, so I'm going to say this as clearly as possible so no one gets confused. It was a whole misunderstanding on your part that you thought that Jake had some sort of romantic feelings for you when in fact he didn't. You thought things developed into a relationship when they hadn't from his point of view.
What are you saying? He doesn't think that we were in a relationship? Are you seriously kidding me?
Well, you only see things from your point of view, so it wasn't obvious to you that he didn't feel anything more for you than just being a colleague. You said that Jake was dating you, but before you could confirm anything, he was engaged to another woman. You said that you were close with him. But honestly, it seems like nothing was established in terms of a relationship. I think that's how you saw the situation. So you got angry over that, and as a result, you started appearing near the building where Jake and my cousin lived. You were harassing my cousin, weren't you, Nora?
You're wrong. It wasn't harassment at all. Nothing comes from marrying a woman who's a man-eater. She's a complete predator who steals men from other women. I was just desperate to make Jake see what she was doing to him, brainwashing him into falling for her instead of me.
Well, it seems like you've made a huge mistake because she's not like that at all.
Oh yeah? Why do you think that, huh? You obviously don't know what she's capable of.
Listen to me. My cousin and Jake have known each other since high school, and they got together and then got married while they were students at university.
What? They really met that long ago? Pfft, surely not.
Well, let me put it for you in plain words. By the time they got jobs at DC Imports, they were already married. Then you started there 6 months later. Did you really think that you could steal Jake away from his wife? My cousin?
Are you serious? They were already married, but I never saw a ring on his finger. How was I to know that?
At their workplace, it's not safe to wear rings because they can get caught. Besides, it seems that the people around you were telling you over and over again that he was taken. You weren't calm about it all and didn't move from it. The blood went rushing to your head and you blocked everything people said because you were in denial. You repeatedly made one-sided approaches towards Jake that made him and my cousin uncomfortable. Then you started harassing my cousin so she'd go away. Finally, Jake couldn't take it anymore, so he got angry at you and you couldn't stand it. You got frightened, so you resigned on your own accord. Instead of telling your family what actually happened and what you did to my cousin, you promised them you'd never bother Jake and her ever again. You paid them in compensation for the harassment you dished out and settled the matter that way, at least for the time being. But now it's creeped back into your life because you saw me and it triggered you. So that's what happened.
That's not really how it went. I don't understand what you're talking about. So Jake was already married when we met each other, but he was being so kind to me. I didn't know.
It seems like the people that worked with you both also said that it was a whole big misunderstanding on mostly your part.
What are you saying? You think this is all my fault? Jake's the one who was giving me unclear signals.
I think that new employees who joined only 6 months apart from each other had a lot of time to interact and get each other's vibes. You would have known he wasn't interested. When you talked about going on a lunch date, it would be a lunch with multiple people where you'd all go out to a restaurant during the lunch break. Drinking dates after work would be the whole department going out together or going to some sort of banquet. You were the one who got their wires crossed the wrong way. When you said that you went on a trip with Jake, it was really just a business trip or a company trip to reward you all for your hard work. You weren't lovers, Nora. You were just co-workers.
That can't be true. I swear I thought he had some sort of feelings for me. He gave me such mixed signals sometimes.
Anyway, that's how I interpreted the situation. I had nothing to do with you or what you did 5 years ago. It was obviously a case of mistaken identity. But it doesn't mean what you did to me was called for. You're the one who made the mistakes. You're the one who poured their entire beer all down me and insulted me to the point that I ran off. It's all on you.
You've got to tell me this and you've got no choice. Where is Jake and his woman right now?
Just when I thought I wasn't going to hear from you again, you decide to message me for information. Do you seriously think I'd tell you where they were? Huh? Are you mad?
I believe that Jake is still in love with me. He needs to be with me and only me.
Are you kidding me right now? Don't you realize that he's happily married to my cousin? Are you crazy?
Well, I want to take him back. I want it to be like just how we used to be in the office. I want to make him happy and he'll make me happy too.
Oh, is that right? You really think that will happen? After all, you can't admit your mistakes and don't understand anything.
I haven't made any mistakes about this. I know it's true. He still loves me. If Jake and I were to meet up again right now, he'll instantly feel the passion that we once had for each other and he'll take me back. Did he come to the wedding you held? Was he one of the people amongst your relatives?
No, I didn't invite them. Because of the venue size, I had to adjust the guest list to only inviting my aunts and uncles.
But if I'm not mistaken, you have Jake's contact details, right? You must have his number, right? So I need you to hurry up and give it to me so I can tell him to come back to me so we can be in love and make a family together. If you don't give me his number, you know what'll happen, right?
Nope. I don't know what'll happen and I don't need to know because I don't want anything to do with you. You've gone completely crazy and I'm not giving out any numbers to you.
Excuse me, what? You can't just say something like that to me about my Jake.
He's not your Jake, Nora. How many times do we have to tell you this until you understand? No matter what you try and do, he'll always be with my cousin. He loves her, not you, and wants nothing to do with you. You're way out of his league for him anyways if he was single.
Excuse me? How dare you talk to me like that? You've got some nerve, Courtney. I can make your life a living hell since you've married my younger brother.
I'm ending this conversation. I don't want it going any further. Goodbye.
What? Excuse me, you can't just bail on this conversation. If you won't give me his number, how am I supposed to meet up with Jake? He can't just not be with me. What are you doing to me? You can't just leave me on red.
I can and I will. Don't even think about going near my cousin and her husband. Stay out of our lives.
But wait a minute, I need his information. Don't delete my messages. I don't know how I can get a hold of him, though. Come back.
I have no idea what kind of woman Nora is, but it came off as kinda crazy. My cousin and her husband currently live in Australia. Jake changed jobs so that he could work overseas, and he moved his parents to Australia as well. They plan on staying there forever. Nora keeps bugging me about getting Jake's information. By the time Nora got my address, Nate and I were already on a flight back to Singapore. I just returned there after completing my contract at the American branch as I had planned. Nora was completely exhausted after losing her hold on getting Jake back. Taking advantage of the situation, Nora's parents offered her up to a very distant relative. She was to be a wife and caregiver to a man in his 50s that had a few quirks. My in-laws also plan to move to Singapore permanently in the near future. I don't think anyone in our family will see Nora again. I won't see her again for the rest of my life. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Hey, Gabriella, I've got something to say to you. So you need to read my messages. I went to all the trouble of sending you a wedding invitation, through to your friend. Why do you send a reply back saying that you were going to be absent? And on top of that, you didn't want me knowing where you live currently, so you sent it back to me through the same friend? Like, what the heck? I don't understand that.
Oh, it's you. What do you want from me, Vince? I have a lot of things to do and very little time to message you all day.
As my ex-wife, don't you have any intention on congratulating me for starting my life all over again? This is a whole new beginning for me.
Are you kidding me right now, Vince? You are so thick. You know that, right?
Excuse me? I'm thick? Are you saying that I'm an idiot? How dare you? You can't just speak to me like that.
What kind of man would invite his ex-wife to his wedding to the woman he cheated on that ex-wife with? Do you really think I'm that dumb to go and celebrate your new beginning? You cheated on me with your soon-to-be new wife, remember? Where is that guy who's doing that, huh?
Well, I'm obviously right here, messaging you no less.
I thought you were being smug by sending me an invitation. I don't know what you were thinking when you sent it to me. Do you seriously think I would want to attend? If you had any common sense, it's a natural thing to decline an offer like that from an ex. With being invited to something like this, I think it's a reasonable decision to make in terms of not coming to the ceremony. So no, I won't be attending your wedding because I don't want or need to show up there. It would be awkward and all hell would break loose.
I'm not taking no for an answer, Gabrielle. You've got no choice in the matter. You need to attend my wedding. That's an order. You're the one who's got to attend no matter what. I'm forcing you to participate.
Are you kidding me right now, Vince? You can't just force me to do something I don't want to do. I let you do that too much when we were married to each other. I'm not going to let you now. No way.
Listen to me, Gabriella. This marriage, it's something you need to witness. My happiness awaits me as I stumbled all over the obstacles that I had with you. I'll show you the cause of all of our unhappiness and where we went so wrong. Also, I'm going to force you to bless my new marriage because that's something you should do. The purpose for it is that so I can be done with you and actually be happy with somebody I love.
I'm not interfering with anything that you're organizing. I don't want to be that sort of ex-wife at all. I've never been involved with you since our divorce, and you just keep bugging me, and it's getting to the point that I'm so sick of it.
Then why would you ask for compensation in one lump sum if you didn't want anything to do with me? Don't you realize how much I suffered because of you asking for that? All you wanted was my money that I earned from hard work. At least I had my beloved Annie, who was able to earn a lot of money while she was still a college student. If it wasn't for her, I'd be in debt for the rest of my life. I was able to go somehow from being in my overdraft and in negative funds to zero, all because you stole all that money from me. It took me 3 whole years to overcome the debt I was left in. Then one day, we found that Annie was pregnant. So now we have to have a wedding and be married for the baby.
Oh, for goodness sake, Vince. Are you actually stupid or something? Do you not understand why you had to pay me all that money?
What did you just call me? That's the second time you've called me stupid in this conversation we're having. I'm not stupid. I'm just simply saying what you've done to me.
What I've done to you? You're so thick. I was entitled to that money because of the affair you had with that woman you're marrying. I was simply claiming my right to that money as someone who had been cheated on by her husband and been completely betrayed. Don't turn yourself into the victim when you're the perpetrator.
You can't just say those sort of things to me when I complied to what you wanted. Don't you dare insult Annie in front of me. Our love for each other is sacred and can never be broken by the likes of you. Besides, the reason why we got divorced in the first place is because of your infertility. It's your fault you couldn't bear my children. Even though I wanted to have a child so badly, I couldn't because your body doesn't work properly. Annie came and helped heal my pain.
Oh my God, you really are so thick, Vince. And don't say my body doesn't work properly when it does.
Why are you calling me thick? You're so rude and disrespectful. You're supposed to respect me as your ex-husband. I did you a favor by divorcing you.
The infertility tests weren't so accurate back then, and the doctors never gave a definitive answer to whether I was infertile or not.
We had been married for 3 years, Gabriella. And during that entire time we were married, you never got pregnant or gave birth.
Either way, even though your wedding is coming up, there are other circumstances that are preventing me from attending.
Oh yeah? Like what? What are these circumstances that make it so you can't attend my wedding? I bet you're just lying so you don't have to go.
I don't want to tell you why, so I'm just not going to say anything more. As being your ex-wife, I think that's a reason in itself to not go to your wedding. I have things to do, so I'm going to stop messaging now.
This is not good enough. If you can't tell me the reason as to why you can't make it, then you've got no choice but to attend my wedding to my true love. You're my ex-wife, so I need you to attend. No matter what anyone says, you have to fulfill your duty and be there for me. You need to see how happy we both are. You've got no choice. And that's an order from your ex-husband. You're definitely coming to this wedding. I'll prepare a seat for you right up front. I don't get why you're messing me around so much, Gabriella. It's starting to really annoy me. What you're doing to me just keeps going on and on and on, and it never ends. But you decided to come after all. After all, you couldn't help but worry about the wedding we were having, could you? Did you think I was going to regret doing this? Well, I told you earlier that I wouldn't. You know, Gabriella, you don't exist to me right now. Like, for real. You just don't right now because my happiness comes first. Oh, but what's this look for? Seriously. Oh my God, I can't believe what you look like. Even though we've only been divorced for 3 years, you're 10 times the size you were then. Yikes. You've got so round.
Vince, what are you even talking about right now? What look are you talking about?
You know exactly what I'm talking about. Don't play games with me right now. Don't you recognize yourself as the sad, fat, and single woman that attended my wedding?
Oh, what? Is that what you're talking about? Your wedding? Is it today? I completely forgot that today is the day you're getting married.
What are you even saying? We literally just passed each other in the venue.
I'm so confused, huh? I'm at the wedding venue. How am I there?
Oh my God, stop playing stupid tricks on me. I literally just saw you and you walked, or should I say waddled, past me. I noticed you coming towards me, and I said to you, wow, after 3 years, you put on a few pounds. You're a fat single woman now, and I laughed. You had such a frightening look on your face. Why is that? The way that you walked, and I instantly thought you were making a thudding sound effect.
I think you've got me mixed up with the wrong person, no?
I definitely don't. I'm sure of it. It was hardly an inch away from you. I know what you look like. There was no mistake made.
I already replied to your invitation saying that I wasn't going to attend. I don't know how many times I have to say that.
But you obviously changed your mind because we walked right past each other.
I really don't get what you're on about, Vince. It makes no sense. It is so exhausting trying to get anything through to your brain with that thick skull of yours. You're completely away with the fairies. I guess that can't be helped if you don't understand what's actually going on.
What the heck are you on about now, Gabriella? Trying to pretend that you're not bad or something?
Well, no, if you actually read what I'm about to tell you, then you'll realize I'm not at the wedding. I'm not at the wedding because I'm heavily pregnant at the moment. Ha ha.
I'm sorry. What? You're actually pregnant?
I can see that I have to put it into words that you'll understand. This month, I'm in my 9th month of pregnancy and could go into labor at any time. So that's why I've not attended your wedding today.
Are you kidding me with this? And you say I'm stupid. You're the stupid one for saying that you're pregnant when you're really infertile. I would think clearly about what you say next before spitting out any more lies.
But it's true, though? I'm pregnant and could give birth at any time during this month?
No. This can't be true. If you're saying that you're pregnant right now, does that mean that you're not infertile? So either you got yourself knocked up from a one-night stand, or you've gotten remarried?
You're almost on the right track. I got remarried. That's why I'm about to give birth to my child soon.
This can't be happening right now. Are you serious? I've completely exposed you. So you were lying. So we did walk past each other.
Oh my god, this conversation is literally going around in circles. It's so frustrating. We just need to hold off on this conversation just a minute.
What do you mean? What's going on here?
So I'm just with my father right now, and he told me that the person that you might have seen was my aunt.
What are you talking about?
About the conversation we were just having before? About you walking past some woman? It wasn't me. My father has a younger sister who's quite a bit younger than him in age. Because she's so free-spirited, she longed to live right in the city, so she left her parents' house at the age of 18. Since then, she's only been in contact with us once every few years.
So, what are you trying to say to me right now?
The last time we got in contact with her was 3 months ago. She got some sort of notification that she was to be married to the heir of a large company. When she met up with my father for the first time in more than 10 years, he couldn't believe how much she looked like me.
I've got no idea what you're getting at. I'm so confused by what you're saying. This isn't funny, Gabriella.
I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to explain something. She said that she got pregnant about a month after I did, so I guess she's 8 months along. She couldn't quite believe that she was pregnant with twins, but it explains why she has a big stomach right now.
Now, just hang on a minute. What company does your aunt's partner work for that makes him the heir of the company?
Well, he works for Smith & Company.
Smith & Company? Are you sure about that?
Yes. What? Is there something on your mind, Vince?
Bride's guest is the most important customer of that company, and that would be my new father-in-law. Since the company's president is undergoing medical treatment, the managing director seems to be inviting the heirs of the company. Is this really true? There's no way this is happening, right?
Well, my father just contacted my aunt to confirm that it is in fact true, so I don't know what to tell you, Vince. She also told my father that when she got to the wedding of a daughter who belongs to a business partner, a man she didn't know insulted her and called her fat. She sounded pretty angry. And she's just discovered that the man was in fact the groom.
This has got to be some kind of sick joke, right? I mean, it was just a joke that I told her.
Don't you think that you're on the verge of causing a massive uproar, Vince?
all your fault. Because of you, my wedding ceremony was canceled.
You've had a few days to think about what you've done, and now you go and blame things you did on me?
But why would someone that looks like you show up to my wedding?
I don't think you can decide the shape of the face that you're born with.
Of course you go and say crap like that. Don't be so rude to me.
Says the person who is ignorant to the bad things they've said to multiple people.
Don't say crap to me like that. I'm not ignorant.
Well, come to think of it, your marriage to Annie hasn't ended yet, has it?
Well, Annie is a beautiful crystal that holds so much love for me, so she wouldn't leave me ever.
But be honest. Because of this whole commotion, the cheating that I had kept a secret from your father somehow got back to him. I heard that your mother-in-law, who is protecting the unfaithful couple, is actually separated. And I heard that you've been forced to resign from your father-in-law's company. And that you were both disowned from your families and Annie was forced to drop out of university as well? Such a shame.
How do you know all about those things? Are you spying on me or something?
Well, my aunt was the one who got insulted by you, and you were the one who mistook her for me. It turns out that she found out that you were my ex-husband. You know that the information's going to come pouring in now, right? I've also heard that she's going to sue you and request compensation for what you said to her. What you did was harassment, Vince.
This can't be happening to me right now. All of this is crap. Everything is falling apart, and it's all because you didn't come to my wedding ceremony. If you just showed up like you were supposed to, I wouldn't be in this situation.
But I told you that I was never going to attend. This is all on you, Vince. Not me.
There's no way all this crap is happening to me. This is unbelievable.
What are you talking about, Vince?
Annie's child. She admitted the child isn't mine.
What do you mean it isn't yours?
She gave birth to a mixed-race child. I couldn't believe it when it came out of her. It looked nothing like me.
But you seem to have unique facial features. So I'm surprised it doesn't look like you.
Its hair, eyes, and everything else looks entirely different.
Have you actually checked properly that the child isn't yours?
Don't be stupid, of course I have. It's not my baby.
Hey, I guess you can cut the crap that you've been saying to me for years then.
What are you on about? What have I ever said to you?
Look, why are you even talking to me? I don't understand why you're always contacting me. No matter when you talk to me, you always accuse me of something or throw a tantrum. I don't want anything to do with you anymore. I don't have enough information on this type of thing, so I can't be held responsible to the kind of advice I'm going to give you. You need to consult an obstetrician or a gynecologist or something. Just think for yourself for once in your life.
But that means that I'm the one with the problem. Now I'm the one who's in trouble right now.
Do you think I care about who you're in trouble for? I want no involvement in this.
Well, it would be nice if you could just show me a little bit of concern. I'd do that for you.
I've only just given birth to my child, and I need to concentrate on raising my baby. I don't need your problems in my life.
But Gabriella, I thought we were friends. I just found out something terrible. I'm actually infertile. I can't have kids.
What did you just say?
I went to the hospital that Annie gave birth in, and we took a DNA test of the baby and I, and it came back that I wasn't the father.
Oh, is that right? So you're not the father then?
But she told me that she's got no idea who the father is. How can that be possible? She wanted to have a wedding as soon as possible, so I was trying to get money for it. Then she confessed that there were multiple fathers of the child. She was earning money off multiple men. She lied to me. The real father is probably one of those men she mentioned.
Oh wow, that's quite a crazy turn to your situation now, isn't it?
And I wished for such a woman, and she goes and betrays me. And she's divorced me as well.
Well, ain't that a shame?
Anyways, I wanted to talk to you. Gabriella, why don't we raise a child you gave birth to together? Wouldn't that be great? To do that, can you tell me where you're living now, please? I'm currently living in an apartment that's in Annie's name. I'll have to leave soon. So please, let me know where you're living. please?
Oh my god, don't be so ridiculous. You're so stupid, Vince.
What do you mean? I'm not being ridiculous.
You're not to come anywhere near me. I told you so many times that I want nothing to do with you. Goodbye, and honestly, good riddance.
What the heck, Gabriella? Don't say that to me. Please, just hear me out. We can get married again so you're not a single mother to the child. It would work both ways. Don't leave me here to suffer. Gabriella, please talk to me. Don't leave me again.
I've got no clue where the single mother interpretation came from. It's beyond ridiculous. A few days later, a friend gave him a hotel room number. According to his friends, he's currently unemployed and can't rent an apartment. It seems like he really wants me to do something about his uncertain future. No way. His friend stopped being the messenger between the two of us. He asked his friend to say that he told me that he could remarry him, and that was the final straw. I shouted down the phone and told him to back off. After that, he seemed to be up to his shoulders in debt as he had to pay money to my aunt for his harassment. He also had to pay for the wedding that never happened. The last thing I heard of him is that his things were taken away by a debt collector. His whereabouts are unknown. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.